Your car's computer needs to know exactly what gear you have selected to operate safely. But what happens when the sensor responsible for that information goes blind? That is when you get the trouble code P2804. This code stands for Transmission Range Sensor B Circuit High. It is a generic code for vehicles made from 1996 and newer. The transmission range sensor, also known as the inhibitor switch, tells the powertrain control module, or PCM, whether you are in park, reverse, neutral, or drive. It is a safety device as much as a functional one. The code sets when the signal from this sensor is missing or intermittent for 2 consecutive trips. When this happens, the result is usually the dreaded limp home mode. The computer realizes it does not know what gear you are in, so to protect the transmission, it locks it into 3rd gear. This means when you try to accelerate from a stop sign, the car will feel incredibly weak and slow because it is starting in a high gear. This puts massive strain on the internal clutches and the torque converter. If you keep driving like this, you will burn out the transmission. The causes are often electrical. It could be a faulty sensor, but in my experience, it is usually the wiring. The sensor receives a 12-volt signal, and if that wire is broken, corroded, or shorted, the signal never makes it back to the computer. To diagnose this, you need a digital multimeter. First, visually inspect the wiring harness connected to the transmission range sensor. Look for melted wires, broken tabs on the connector, or green corrosion on the pins. If everything looks okay physically, you will need to back probe the connector to see if voltage is getting through. If you wiggle the wires and the voltage drops, you have found your loose connection. If the wiring is solid, then the sensor itself is likely dead and needs replacement. Since this repair involves electrical testing and potentially recalibrating the new sensor, if you are not comfortable with a multimeter, it is best to let a certified technician handle it. Ignoring this code will eventually turn a minor sensor swap into a major transmission rebuild. Stay safe on the road and catch these problems early.